Alright, so since I laid my burdens down, this is a great tune. It's a monster of a tune, and I love it. I'm going to teach a tune in like under 5 minutes. Let's do this. What we've got here is a C chord with the pinky. We've also got an F chord, thumb over F chord. We're going to use the pinky on that too. And then we've got a G chord. I call this the backdoor G as opposed to this G. We don't really need to use that G. You know, just start with the basic fingerstyle pattern. Don't worry about the melody too much yet. So a good one to start with would be just alternating with the thumb on 5 and 4. That's the 5th string and the 4th string. And then alternate your finger between the thumbs. And that kind of gets the vibe. You know, you can just switch strings. So you can alternate between strings 2 and 3 or strings 1, 2. Switch between all of them. You can also do that on your F chord, but now you're going to move the thumb between strings 6 and 4. And I would just kind of move the fingers between strings 2 and 3. Back to C. And then the G chord in this tune, it's real quick, but let's talk about it anyways. You've got the thumb moving between strings 6 and 4, and you can alternate those fingers between strings 2 and 3. But if you want to start grabbing the melody, which is really what makes this style sound so great and John Hurt's playing sounds so infectious, is let's talk about where the melody notes are. So we've got... When I do that, there's a little mute. That, well, usually it's more muted than that. I think when he does it too, there's this little mute there. It's my thumb is moving to the 4th string, but I'm not playing any frets. It's just kind of muting the 4th string. After that, we've got open 1, 3rd on the B string, open 1, 1st on the B string. Okay, and then we're going to move to the F chord. We're going to use the same open E string and 3rd fret to move to the 3rd string on the F chord. And that'll sound like this here. You notice I did a hammer on into that too. Hammer. That's a hammer on the 3rd string and then a pluck on the 2nd string. Just kind of running down the chord on the way back, bringing us back to a C chord, where we're just kind of playing through the C chord. You know, this style you kind of mix between playing very exacting melody notes to just kind of fluttering through a chord. This next section is just kind of a variation off the first, but we go higher. Here's a trick though. We're going to slide up to the 5th fret and walk down to the open E. 5, 3, open E. But what we do is slide this whole chord grip up. And we're not going to play every note in that chord grip, but we are going to play open D against 5th fret D. And it's subtle. It's not super clean when you listen to the recording, but it is what's happening. And it's kind of creating a little bass line, I guess, but more than anything, it just makes the switch easier without interrupting the flow. So that's the switch. And as you bring yourself back to the C chord, just kind of walk down the chord. And then just that quick G chord again. You know, there's one more missing thing I think you don't have to add, of course. If you've gotten this far, you've really gotten like the gist of this tune. But there's one really awesome bass run. So we've got a C chord, a quick G, which is really just outlining the G chord. It's G, and then 2nd fret on the A string, bringing us back to C. If I did my job, this would have come out in under 5 minutes. That was my goal. If you have any more questions about this tune, leave a note in the comments. If you want to learn more about this tune, some tabs or chord charts, go ahead and check out my Patreon. And if you like this tune and want to learn another one just like it, I have a lesson on his Payday. This is in drop D, so it's a pretty cool one, so check that one out next.